When you come to Georgia, you take a fresh start with your friends and thoughts, with glass of wine and a ray of sun.
Well, the videos from Georgia's National Tourism Administration are meant to woo more visitors, a push that seems to be working for the small Eastern European country's tourism industry. Let's take a look at some Georgian economy facts and figures. Now, according to the latest data, the number of international visitors has soared a record 17% in April compared to the same period last year. Now, when it comes to the ease of starting a business, the World Bank has ranked Georgia 6th out of nearly 200 countries in the European and Central Asian region. And in terms of economic freedom, Georgia is number 12 in Europe, ahead of Spain, Norway, and Belgium. Well, Georgia's rising economic profile has definitely caught China's attention. For more on growing relations between the two countries, here's CCTV's Natalie Carney.
China's Hualing Group is a recognizable name in Georgia. The company is currently involved in building the largest business trade center in the Caucasus, here on the outskirts of Tbilisi. Since 2009, Hualing have invested upwards of $500 million into infrastructure, forestry, and finance across the country.
This is the largest trade centre that we have invested in Georgia. It will activate the whole Black Sea area after the construction is finished. The trade centre covers an area of 420 hectares, and it is only part of our investment plan.
Hualing was one of the first companies to take advantage of a Georgian push for foreign trade markets and investment following a sour of relations with Russia back in 2006.
China's Hualing Group may be the biggest investor in Georgia, but it's certainly not the only one. According to the Georgian Statistical Bureau, foreign direct investment from China into Georgia reached upwards of $218 million in 2014, with more than 20 Chinese companies operating in the country.
Bilateral trade has also surged between the two countries, with Georgian exports to China increasing by over 400% in the last 3 years.
This is where the exports started to increase dramatically.
Maya Grigolia works for a research group conducting a feasibility study on a free trade agreement currently being discussed between China and Georgia, which is expected to be signed this year.
For example, this study showed that GDP will increase about 0.05% only because of this free trade agreement, and will increase Georgia's export up to 30% within 10 or 15 years.
China admits that Georgia has a key role to play in its new Silk Road initiative as a hub between Asia and Europe. For one, Georgia's comprehensive free trade agreement with the European Union can help expand China's export markets.
This free trade agreement has to be very careful to bring investors to Georgia, to produce here, to use Chinese intermediate products, to finalize on Georgia's territory, and then export to European Union.
Meanwhile, the nearly complete Kars-Tbilisi-Baku railway will help facilitate the movement of goods from Central Asia and China to Europe, as will a new Black Sea port on Georgia's western coast, currently being built by a joint Georgian-U.S. consortium. Georgia's economic stability is dependent on export and investment diversification. China and the One Belt One Road initiative are giving the country hope of a prosperous future. Natalie Carney for CCTV in Tbilisi, Georgia.
If you like what you just saw, follow us on social media and visit our website, cctv-america.com.